What's going on, Mail Gangs? Boaz here with another range time first impressions review where we go over guns that we mainly just really want to shoot, and sometimes it doesn't really justify a full length deep dive review. And today's gun is going to be something very surprising because it's going to be the Echo One PMG-5 Microgun. And let me tell you, this thing is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, case in point, this little guy puts out so much firepower downrange on the airsoft field. I'm actually a little concerned about the future of airsoft as a hobby. Now, first things first, incredibly light. This is a full polymer build, so pretty much all the external components that you see here is going to be made out of polymer. It's not plastic. It feels nicer in the hands, and it's, again, extremely lightweight. Here, just to demonstrate, even though I'm a pretty strong guy, you could easily just one hand. You could dual wield this if you wanted to. Watch. Yeah, easily one hand this thing. And yeah, I mean, it's very simple. It's a very simple thing. There's not a lot of bells and whistles that come with this thing. You got your battery compartment here, which we recommend using an 11.1 LiPo battery. And you have some Picatinny rail sections on either side. My guess is, honestly, flashlight on one side, maybe a laser pointer on the other side. So if you really want to have that psychological effect on the airsoft field, especially if you're like playing at night, you have that nice searchlight, flashlight thing, and you have a laser, like having a laser dance across another player's chest is, kind of terrifying. And all of a sudden you let it rip. And people know not to get in your general area. So that I think that's the whole point of a microgun, or like a really high volume of fire airsoft gun like this. I like the nice little support carrying handle. Just gives a little bit more stability. At the end of the day, this is a garden hose, right? So we're just hosing down all enemy players, right, with this. And then you have an auto feeding, I guess you would say, BB reservoir in the back. So you just twist the cap at the bottom and you just pour BBs in here. So you don't need to worry about any kind of like magazine or any kind of feed system. It's an all enclosed system, which is really nice. And it just makes it really easy to use, honestly. And once you do this, you pour BBs. Honestly, if you're on the field, just have bottles of BBs ready to go so you can constantly fill this up. It holds 1,200 rounds. And just from the couple minutes alone of us shooting right now, it's almost empty. So it goes to show you how incredibly fast the cycling rate of this microgun is. And just the way it fires, it really reminds me of the classic Army microgun at the end of the day, because yeah, because it has 4 barrels and it's rotating and it's firing such a high fire rate. Yeah, completely identical to the classic Army microgun. And if you really want it to be, I guess you would say, like thinking outside the box, maybe put like a vertical foregrip so you have a little side grip action. I don't know, but it really makes, I guess you would say, like support weapons like the M249 platform, or even like the more exotic like RPK, PKM style airsoft machine guns kind of obsolete, because why would you run that when you can run something as small and compact and easy to handle and as high cyclic rate as this. Okay, yeah, so we're roughly about like 50 feet away, and obviously it's gonna hit, but let's take a couple steps back and see how it does on the longer range. We're standing, I want to say, like around 75 feet now with my target, and we do have 0.25 gram BBs loaded into this thing. Yeah, I mean, just because we're going through so many BBs, it just doesn't justify you buying expensive, heavier BBs on this thing. And one thing to note, now that we're stepping out to a little bit greater distance, each individual barrel, if you notice, there's a dial here for each, I guess you would say, adjustable hopping pin. I don't want to say it's rotary, but yeah, they're numbered dials, which is nice. So if you wanted to like adjust the hop on your PMG-5 microgun, if you wanted to make sure that all the barrels are getting the same amount of hop, it's very easy to do. Again, we're using 0.25s, and we're on setting 9, which is pretty high. Just to see, yeah, that's the highest setting. So I guess I'd say I would not recommend you using more or heavier than a 2.5 because just from our range, and you'll see in a second. Yeah, it doesn't really like being pushed past the 0.25 weight. Okay, all right, let's just see here. Obviously, there's no sight, so I'm just walking it in. We're doing more control bursts. Yeah, easily making out to 75 feet. So let's just take some more steps back here. But one thing I do like about the BB reservoir on this thing is that it has this window. It has this clear window, so you can actually see how much BBs you have. So at the beginning of this video, it was all the way full up to here, and now you don't see the BBs anymore because, well, we ran through all of them, and that was in the span of like 5 minutes or less. So like I said, if you're on the field, just make sure to just bring extra BBs with you. So some other things to kind of make note of is you got a sling loop over here on the back towards the reservoir, and then you have another sling loop up here the front. So if you want to 2-point this thing, that's totally fine. My personal opinion, I think if you just get a 1-point sling, just clip it right here, and then you just extend the sling all the way and just have it hang. If this is so light and small, I don't think it justifies a 2-point sling. And yeah. All right, so before we go back out there and hose that target down again, I just want to show you, demonstrate to you how to load this thing. So like I said, there's a twist cap on the back of the microgun. Here's your twist off, and it opens and exposes the BB reservoir. And as you can see, there's barely anything in there. We burned through those rounds real fast. So, you know, very simple. You don't need a speed loader. You just get a bag. Personally, I would prefer a bottle, because it'd be easier to do. But yeah, even a bag of BB just works. And you just fill her right on up, all the way to the top like that. And then after that, you just take your follower, which again, this feeds automatically. It's spring assisted. And then just like any kind of like bottle of soda or whatever, you just twist her right on close. And like I said, you see, it's bursting a little bit. Yeah, this is one thing I don't like about this microgun, is that this window here, it's like friction fit. So if you see here, it's kind of bursting a little bit, it's kind of bulging a little bit, which I kind of don't like because it's kind of loose in there. So if you were to ever like pick this guy up, I would recommend first thing you do before you load BBs in this thing, maybe just get some like fast drying clear super glue, some kind of glue, and just make sure glue this guy shut. Like glue these windows shut, so that way you don't have to worry about losing these. Because I think if these do go, then BBs are going to spill out everywhere. So make sure you do that before you use it, honestly. Yeah, because I think that's like the only design flaw gripe I have about this. Yeah, it's not a little BB window thing. Should have been glued from the start, you know, but it is what it is. Now that the PMG-5 is full again with BBs, we're roughly around like the 100-110 feet mark with the target. So my personal opinion, I think this is the farthest comfortable distance you want to be using your PMG-5 in. And yeah, I'm just gonna shoot a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, counting some feeding issues. Did I overfill this? Nope. Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's because I overfilled. So I'm just gonna let some out. It's very painful to watch me doing that. Make sure it's ready to go here. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's not a good thing. I think it's a bad sign if you see the BB window here bulging. I think it prevents it from feeding properly. So just one thing to note. But yeah, I mean, out to 100 feet, you're getting a wide spread. I mean, you shouldn't really be worried about accuracy here. Just anything in that general direction, you're gonna keep heads down. Simple as that. One thing I do like to point out here is I love how flush the inner barrel is to the orange tips over here. Very nice. Unfortunately, these are not threaded. I know some of you guys out there that own microgun or minigun variants in Airsoft, you guys want to like put like a tracer unit and stuff on here, which is a fantasy. I'm sure you guys can 3D print your own threaded barrel designs, which people have done as well. But what are the internals? What are the internals rocking here? What kind of gearbox? What kind of motor? I don't care. I don't care. It's a microgun. I literally do not care. It has 4 barrels, it spins, it shoots ludicrously fast. I don't care. Throw a DS, you want a DSG builder, you want to throw a Titan in there. Listen, man, it's a freaking microgun. You're not gonna need any of that, okay? It is perfectly fine out of the box. Now, one thing that me and Isaiah talked about off camera was the possibility of maybe putting a unicorn inner barrel and bucking in this thing. I don't know. I've never taken apart a microgun like this. Never felt the need to either, by the way. But maybe they're using standardized AEG barrels and buckings if that's something you want to go into. But it defeats the point. Like, why would you want? You're splitting hairs at this point. Look, watch, look. I don't need one shot. I don't need a gaggle of a couple shots to hit the target that I'm shooting at. I don't need, watch. Okay, all right, he's gonna call this hit. Even if I didn't hit him on the airsoft field, I'm sending so many BBs downrange so fast, they're just gonna call it because they're so terrified. I don't know what else to tell you. But obviously right now we're at the 100 foot mark, you know. I wanna take it back to around, I wanna say like closer to like 150, 200. I think that's where the performance of this really starts to bleed off. Just because, again, we're at the highest hop-up setting here on this guy with 0.25 gram BBs. I just don't think that it's gonna reach out and touch. So right now, I want to say we're close to that 200 foot mark right now, and we're just gonna see right here. Yeah. Oh wait, what? Okay, so I'm gonna lob it a little bit. Yeah, it's getting out there. I am lobbing it though. Yeah, so if that was a player, if that man-sized target was a player down there, they'd probably see a bunch of BBs like hitting the ground, and they probably know, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna push farther past that. So I think the whole point of a microgun like this is not to unethically hose down people up close. I know that would be very tempting, but that's pretty toxic in my opinion. But I'd say up to from 100 to 200 feet, you're gonna create that gap. You know, you're gonna force players not to move up to your position. It's perfect for locking down lanes on airsoft field because a lot of airsoft fields have like the 3-lane structure, like a lot of shooting games. And so if you want to lock down a lane, make sure that your team doesn't get flanked on. This is the easiest thing to do. Oh, hey, look, they're trying to flank the lane. Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it at all. Yeah, they're not gonna come anywhere near us. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, okay, all right, so I think we're pulling a lot of juice from this battery. The battery compartment is kind of small, so I recommend maybe at most getting a tri-panel level 1 LiPo. We have a smaller stick type LiPo in here, just to let you know. Maybe in addition to a ton of BBs on the field, you might need to carry an extra battery. Just some food for thought. But chrono wise, I believe Echo One has one because it's so hard to chrono this, like on a conventional chrono. They did tell us that it's going to be shooting around 300 FPS, so it is on the lower end side, which I'm glad that they did. Shooting this many BBs at 400 FPS is kind of unethical, so I'm glad that Echo One kind of thought about that. Okay, so we got the chrono. The chrono readings that are on 300 FPS. You know, we went over the basic stats of the gun. You know, we went over the lack of importance of internal build. Oh, and it's starting to die. The battery's starting to run. So I guess this is gonna close out this range first impressions review. But the biggest question I think that and the biggest, I guess the main reason why we're making a video of this today is going to be the price. How much does this Echo One PMG-5 microgun cost? Well, right now Airsoft GI, it's under $300. Let me say that again. It's under $300. Do you know how much the Classic Army microgun, which is of similar build, I would say the Classic Army is a little nicer, but of similar build quality is, it's like $700. A full-size minigun, forget about it. It's like over $1,000. This is less than $300. I believe right now it's at $285. It's ludicrous. This is why it kind of scares me. When it comes to like the airsoft community as a whole, because at the end of the day, we just want more firepower. This is the easiest way to get more firepower. This is cheaper than an MGC4, and the MGC4 we've had so many meetings to discuss about price, how we can price it competitively, make it attainable and affordable for you guys as players. And so the price that we're offering with the MGC4 is the lowest that we can conceivably go, you know, and justify making them. This is less than that. which is, again, like I don't know what else to say, much else to say. This is kind of opening the floodgates of, like, maybe in the next few months we're just going to see more and more of these on the airsoft field. I hope that the community will use this responsibly and not use this to unethically hose down players and cause a lot of pain and suffering. I hope that isn't the case, so that way fields don't have to ban this. Like, my prediction is that there's going to be a lot of irresponsible airsoft players that buy this because it's so cheap, and then they're going to go to the airsoft field, they're going to be absolute jerks about it, and then the airsoft field's like, yeah, the Echo 1 PMG-5 banned, can't use them anymore. That's kind of my prediction, but you know, I'm kind of a negative Nancy. Oh no, the battery is dying. It's so much fun to shoot, but just like the classic Army, if you rotate the barrels, you can manually cycle this thing. So yeah, I mean, again, battery's dying on this thing. Yeah, the battery's dying on this thing. So yeah, we don't really have much else to say, honestly. I've been kind of dragging it out just to show you guys what this guy's capable of doing. So yeah, I mean, under $300, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of left at a loss here to get this much firepower for less than the price of an MGC4. And because this is technically a machine gun, most airsoft fields, even the stricter ones, should in theory allow you to use this because, again, it's a machine gun, you can go full auto. But yeah, I'm very anxious to see how the airsoft community would embrace this. Yeah, Echo 1, I will say they've tried a lot of things, but I think this might be the one that really sticks. So maybe they'll make a bigger one. I do want to see a more, like, I'm just imagining a full polymer like vehicle mount kit, like a larger minigun. That would be sick, you know, put them on vehicles. Because like vehicle airsoft is like super fun. If you guys have never tried playing airsoft with vehicles, it is game changing. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. You guys can check this out at airsoftgi.com. We have this, I believe right now when we're filming this, it's on pre-order. It should be within the next week or so. Should be available just to pick up and buy in store. So I'm very terrified about that. And yeah, if you guys like this content, if you guys want to see more of this, like, laid back, you know, just us shooting the gun and talking about it, yeah, let us know in the comments below. It's something that we want to do, especially for a lot of, I guess you would say, like, guns that we don't necessarily think needs a deep dive review. So let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon and like the video to make sure you get notified every time we upload a new video. If you guys want to support us, you know, keep this channel going, make sure to show your support by going to Airsoft GI for all your airsoft needs, and including this brand new up and coming Echo 1 PMG-5 microgun. My name is Boaz. We'll see you next time, Mail Gang.